This year already, the DEA has raided 5 other medical marijuana dispensaries. It seems so hypocritical that the government cracks down, given that the leaders of the party in power laughed when they were asked.
Which of you are ready to admit to having used marijuana? Senator Kerry, yes or no? Yeah. Yes. Senator Edwards?
Yes.
Even our president joked about it.
I inhaled frequently.
Recently, his administration did announce that they would stop raiding marijuana dispensaries in states where it's legal. But the government still wants to put Charlie Lynch in jail. Why? I don't know. Despite repeated requests, government officials refuse to talk to us about it.
They don't come down on the state legislatures that gave us these laws. They don't come down on the city officials that let me operate the dispensary. They come down on the little guy, me.
Did you go to preschool? I didn't. When I was a kid, few people did. But now there's a new movement, universal pre-kindergarten. Every child in America should have a chance to start school before kindergarten. Isn't that a wonderful idea?
Universal pre-K was one of the president's campaign promises.
We need to enroll more children, and we need to start at an even earlier age.
And 67% of Americans now favor universal pre-K, funded by the government.
It sounds so good.
Of course it sounds good. All they hear about is a little sweet preschool program, and it's for little children, and how can you say no to little children?
Pre-K for all children. For me. For me.
Pre-K advocates run ads like this.
Thank you to all advocates. Thank you. I love you.
But this whole thing, it's a scam. It's like some kind of a spin that they want everybody to believe.
These parents hate the idea.
Basically, parents are being told that we're not capable of facilitating our child's learning, and that's bullshit.
There's already lots of preschool programs in place.
That's true, and it's argument 1 against government pre-K. Most American kids already attend preschool. Parents pay for it themselves. If you can't afford it, there are subsidies and free programs like Head Start. But under universal pre-K, taxpayers would pay for every child.
It's a flagrant waste of money. It's as if I went shopping for myself because I needed a dress for a party, and I went and bought a dress for everybody else who was going to be at the party, whether they needed it or not. Who does that?
Why are we going to let the system that's already failed our children educationally in this country, K through 12, why are we going to let them start with our 4-year-olds?
Good question. Tuesday, even the president admitted,
We've let our grades slip. Our schools crumble. Our teacher quality falls short. And other nations outpace us.
Government is providing K through 12 education. And unfortunately, we are in the toilet.
That's point 2. Why give more control to a government school monopoly that's struggling now?
To say that they are the ones to define what quality is laughable.
What are you having for lunch?
Mia Levy's not only a parent, she runs 6 preschools.
I'm surprised you're against this. You'd make money on this. Free government money.
I don't want to have to answer to the government. Our programs are so far superior.
Universal pre-K would create one-size-fits-all regulations. That would reduce competition. Mia has to work hard to improve her schools because she knows parents have other options.
The beauty of preschool is that there are a myriad of choices. If we didn't do our job, families would go down the street to the next school. Public schools aren't doing their job, and they get to just keep opening their doors.
But what about those impressive claims? Tuesday, the president said,
For every dollar we invest in these programs, we get nearly $10 back.
Those glowing statistics usually come from a study of Michigan's Perry Preschool. But that study followed only 58 children. And those kids, in classes like this one, got much more than just preschool.
A teacher went to the family's home and counseled the parents every week.
Right. Well, that study was an incredible study because they did have a random assignment. They had children who didn't get this treatment and children that did get the treatment, and the treatment was really high quality.
Libby Doggett leads one of the biggest pre-K advocacy groups.
The kids started with below average IQ. Of course, with that intensive investment, you're going to see some progress, but who says that should be done for everybody?
But if you can do that with children who are so poor and so deprived, can you imagine what you can do with middle-income kids?
Even if that were true, lots of studies say the preschool effect fades. Head Start is revered for raising test scores, but by grades 3 or 4, those gains vanish, says education policy expert Lisa Snell.
By the 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, they can't tell the difference between the kids that went to Head Start and the kids that didn't.
By 4th grade, the Head Start kids have lost any advantage.
That's right. When they compare them to the kids that are disadvantaged that didn't go to Head Start, they can't tell from their test scores which kids had the treatment of Head Start.
Problem 6. Studies find too much preschool may lead to disruptive and aggressive behavior.
More bullying,
Absolutely.
more aggression among kids who went to preschool.
But if you look at high-quality programs, you find that children are doing as well.
But why would you assume our clumsy government will guarantee high-quality programs?
Well, they're doing it in a number of states. Oklahoma is a good example. Georgia is a good example.
Really? It's true that those states have government preschool already.
Oklahoma's had it for 10 years, so has Georgia. They've spent billions of taxpayer dollars on it. And the result? Not impressive. Oklahoma has dropped in performance compared to other states.
We don't want to just focus on IQ scores. We want to look at how children are doing in their social and emotional, their non-cognitive development. A lot of research.
Sounds like you're picking the results you want. Oops, I'm sure they're socially better prepared.
Your children will learn more in pre-K than you can imagine.
This time we're going to get it right. We can't get it right with Head Start, we can't get it right with K-12, but if you give us control of the preschool market in America, this time it will be high quality.
Government wants to help. They have experts who can teach the kids.
Now, with the economy being what it is, you're telling me that we're going to devote billions of dollars that we don't have? It's a waste of money.
Is the answer armed guards? How does America protect itself from foreigners who want to come here and freeload or kill us? Congress says it has the answer, but is it bull? This man's in Mexico, just across the border from California.
Hey, you stay there! Vamonos!
The person yelling at him is Robert Crooks, a self-appointed border policeman.
These borders have to be secured. We're at war.
Crooks leads the Mountain Minutemen, a vigilante group that tries to keep illegals from entering America.
Put troops with guns here. They got guns. They shoot at me all the time.
10-4, air supporting ground units are on the way.
The Border Patrol. We protect America.
It's the Border Patrol's job to secure America's borders.
We're out there, guarding our borders, protecting the homeland.
But the border's long. Border Patrol agents can't be everywhere. So recently, Congress decided the best way to protect America is to build a wall.
It is imperative that we complete this fence.
We need 700 miles along the border.
Good fences make good neighbors.
And so you are paying for this. A $2 billion barrier that later this year will extend 670 miles across our southern border. Presidential candidate and Congressman Duncan Hunter pushed for the fence his whole career.
You know, I built the border fence in San Diego.
What do you mean you built the fence?
I added money each year in the drug interdiction budget to build that fence.
But the fence hasn't stopped the illegals. After all, the fence is hundreds of miles long, but the border is thousands of miles long.
The smart smuggler ain't going to go to where the high security is at. The smart smuggler is going to take the to the weak spot.
He took Reason TV to an unguarded tunnel.
Where's Department of Homeland Security? Hello? Anybody here?
You can just walk through the tunnel to Mexico.
Oh, you're in Mexico now. You're in violation.
Once they were on the Mexican side of the tunnel, he just turned around.
Would you like to go for a walk to America? Hey, follow me. I will take you to America. It's just this simple.
San Diego Border Patrol Chief Michael Fisher.
Most of the border is not fenced.
That's correct.
Even here, they could swim right around this. They could walk around this fence.
Oh, and they do. They will try to come up over the fence. They will try to come underneath the fence. They'll try to swim around.
Even where there is fencing, people get around it. They bring ladders like this one we found lying right next to the fence.
We found dozens of abandoned ladders near the fence.
Or they cut holes in the fences. This one's been patched, but doesn't matter how high a fence is if you can cut holes in it. And they have holes every few feet here, one after the next.
There is no evidence that the fence has reduced the number of illegals who cross. In San Diego alone, agents catch about 400 each day. They put most in a bus and return them to Mexico. Will that teach them a lesson, convince them not to try again? Of course not. They keep trying because they want the better life that America offers.